You're gonna go potty? Great. So now we're at 3-star movies. All of these I think are now pretty good movie range. So I believe this is now like 49-1. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, it's running. Um, so for the most part, half the movies I've seen this year, I would say are pretty good. For you, I don't, you guys like aren't like following me on Instagram, but like I have a lot of people that have seen me like do these movie reviews for years now, and they all say I'm such a negative reviewer. I just want to put this on record: is that oh yeah, teach them how to do that on the record that like I am a very generous movie reviewer. If you watch 100 movies and half of them you think are pretty good, I think that should get noted to say I'm a very generous art lover. Right? Why'd you roll your eyes? Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, these are starting to appeal a lot more to me, and for whatever reason, but I still do not think I'd call any of these movies right now great. Next slide. So here we have September 5th. Are any of you guys familiar with the September 5th Olympic attacks in Munich? You watched it happen live? Oh, happy birthday! Do you guys remember this? I don't. Okay, I've never heard of this before. So this is my first introduction to this happening at all. This is a pretty interesting retelling or reimagining of that tragic event. I think the perspective is very slanted in America's POV. We never really see any other countries' handling of it. We just see really our American TV stations try to navigate their view of the situation of it, which it still is a pretty interesting watch. But you can really sense some like Israeli bias about it because unfortunately attacks were on Israeli Olympic athletes, and they make some comments on it if I can remember them, which aren't too savory. Again, tragedy is tragedy no matter what. But either way, this was a pretty decent watch. Um, I would slightly recommend this for anybody that had times. Ugh. Oh, thank you so much, man. Am I in front of the TV still? You're good. Did you watch this? No. So Eddington, this is about a COVID movie where Eddington, New Mexico, a small police chief is gonna start running for mayor against the like 1 or 2 time running acting mayor, and it's essentially that police chief doesn't like how the town's been moving. What with the COVID virus running around, he doesn't like following the mask mandate. He's having to navigate a wife that doesn't feel like he's listening to her enough, and on top of being big time by the actual mayor that thinks he's just going to walk all over him, that he doesn't know what he's doing. This is a pretty interesting premise, but the reason I have it so low, I guess 48 is not that low, but like it falls off around the climax of it. There's a lot of big name actors in this, including Joaquin Phoenix, who does a pretty good job at this. I think this is a very well made visual experience and his performances. But if you do watch this, if anybody watches this, I think it's very in between hating it or loving it. Personally, I think it's all right, but I really did not like the second act of it. Next slide. So next we have Riff Raff, starring a bunch of big names. The best one to me being Jennifer Coolidge. This one, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember this one as much. Um, I know it's a mystery involving years of lies. So, like, essentially, her son, she has a son. Because she has a son, one guy comes back years later to avenge. Not, I don't, man, I really don't remember this movie. There is a hitman coming after her and her entire family, but her entire family is kind of built on lies. That's what I really remember. Um, I can't really explain too much of it. I kind of had to move this through anyway. Next slide, but it was okay. I wouldn't say you have to watch this, but I definitely had fun with it. Next, we have Americana. This one is another section of short stories. Well, I guess it's not. I guess it's multiple stories that all lead up in real time to each other, but also starring Sydney Sweeney. It stars her, but like it's like really starring like 4 or 5 other people. Because they all I think get equal amount of screen time. So multiple people are after an ancient shirt linked to an indigenous tribe, and it leads to a large manhunt with a large group of characters because that shirt is worth millions and millions of dollars. But more importantly, it's like priceless to that tribe of people because it's their artifact. So you have a lot of. Go ahead. Oh my god! So it's her. She has a terrible wig in this movie, bro. It's crazy how bad they just let her walk outside with that. Um, the main premise really is just this hunt to see who can get to the shirt first or who has the shirt by the end of it. There's a white kid that believes he is a reincarnation of this native leader, and he meets up with the native tribe, telling them, "Hey, watch out because they're after this one shirt, and also I'm been reincarnated as your guys' leader." Yeah, it's funnier than it sounds because that does sound pretty offensive, but it's a decent movie. Sydney Sweeney again, who was like the third movie I've seen her in. She's solid in this, but you can't tell her to do too much. She cannot carry a movie by herself. But she's pretty decent in this sense. There's so many other stories going around, and she is just she might be like she might have the largest amount of screen time, but like it's not crazy more than the rest of the characters because there's like 8 other main characters. Next slide. So next we have Now You See Me, Now You Don't. This is a movie about the group of magicians that rob and do heists. Yes, so this is the newest one. This is the third one. The first two came out in the 2010s. Did you watch the first two? I saw one of them. Did you like it? If I recall, okay. I thought it was pretty good. So this one, it just continues with that franchise. All of the characters, not Michael Cera. What's his name? The guy from the guy from the Facebook movie. He's back in this. Jesse Eisenberg. He's still here. Dave Franco's in this again. Um, Morgan Freeman, Woody Harrelson. I forget the woman's name. That's a pretty Texas of me. It's a pretty decent cast that come back and they still do a good job of this. I don't have any serious things to say about this movie because I don't think it's an objectively good movie. I think it's a pretty dumb movie, but I think the franchise of itself is pretty dumb, and I like it despite that it's dumb. Um, I'm a big fan of these magician portrayals because I don't think we get a lot of these in medias anyway. So I found this to still be an extension of the dumb franchise that they've already established, and I would recommend this to anybody that watched the first two. But I would not call these good movies with full confidence. Next slide. Anything Morgan Freeman. Yeah, he's decent in this, but like you could really tell he's getting up there, man. It's crazy watching him age. So next we have the Fantastic Four, which as I was doing this slide, I thought could be lower. Did any of you guys watch this? No, but I saw some. Wow, but you guys had time to go. You guys still had time to see Lilo and Stitch, huh? This one it's fine. I think it's another superhero movie. I don't think it stands out, which I think is like the biggest thing about it is that it's just fine. I don't. I didn't end up loving the cast of this four group, which I think is why I probably think it could be lower. I think I like the general idea. Wow, she fact checked this. I can't believe she made this mistake. That's crazy. You got to take your teacher license away. I think the main villain is presented really really well. I think he's pretty threatening, and I'm not gonna say how they win, huh? The fine, yeah. She checked this for like 3 4 hours. Um, Overall, I just don't have many things I'd say about this as a highlight, but I definitely walked away from it like fine with a smile on my face. But I just think after so many superhero movies, even if I like superhero movies, it still takes more to impress me. But I was not unimpressed by it. Next slide. Next, we have Paddington in Peru. Are either one of you guys familiar with Paddington Bear? Yeah, I'm familiar with little. What do you know about him? He wears a red hat. He's from England. That is correct. That's all there is to it. He likes Marley. He does like, yeah. This is just a very cute family movie, and he's better than Winnie the Pooh. For sure. He's got more personality. Does he have a friend like Christopher Robin? I don't care about that guy. This guy has a red hat. um Was he got a jacket too? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I just after watching this is the first Paddington thing I've ever watched. He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice kid. That's really kind of it. I think for this genre of family movies, I think this is a perfect character, and I think you can kind of make these kind of movies till like the end of time. I don't have any serious critiques about this wholesome family movie, but it does feel like it could have been from like made anywhere between 2005 to like today. But there's something to say about a movie that does feel timeless. So I give that something. Next one. Oh wow, no rush. Next, we have Looney Tunes: The Day the Earth Blew Up. This is a Looney Tunes movie. A little bit of backstory. This movie could have came out like years and years ago, but I think because of licensing issues, it just got released this year. Overall, I think it's pretty solid. All that it's about is about Daffy and Porky. They grew up together instead of like the usual story where they just meet each other as friends. They're essentially brothers, and after their dad dies, they got to figure out how to raise money to keep their house. So they get jobs, and unfortunately, in between them getting jobs, aliens show up, and that's like the point of the movie. Um, yeah, that's the entire point of the movie is that they're brothers. I think they have pretty good chemistry. It does feel like something's missing from this movie because the only Looney Tunes that show up is them. It's really just them carrying the movie. But excuse me. Oh, okay. But that's pretty much it. I think it's a solid Looney Tunes experience, but I'd rather watch the show. Like it doesn't stand up above anything else I've recently watched for their for the past 10 years of Looney Tunes stuff. But it's better than Space Jam 2. I'll give it that for sure. Next slide. Next we have Companion. This is a genre of movies I feel like we're getting a pretty good amount of exposure in that I hope ends not before it uh, covers everything in the genre, where it seems like humans have abused technology and they're starting to fight back in whatever way they can. Without spoiling too much, this is a pretty fun watch. I thought Jack Quaid does a really good job handling the twists as he plays like the most important character in the entire movie. Um, Generally pretty satisfactory. I don't have too much criticism to say about this. I think it's pretty just all right. But there's nothing wrong with just having an all right film experience. But I do hope Jack Quaid gets more chances. Next slide. Is she asleep? Wow, man. She didn't have 2 hours for movies talk. Next, we have Avatar 3: Fire and Ash.
I want to see this.
Okay? Did you watch the last one?
Yeah, we did.
What? What did you? What did you say? Waterworld?
I didn't
Way of the
I
Water.
didn't like it as much.
The first one was great, and then it took so long to bring another one back.
You thought the first one was great?
I thought the first one was great.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I hated the first one.
Really?
The first one was so bad to me. It was so.
The underwater version.
The water one is like it was okay, but
Oh man. Yeah, get us some more ham. Thank you. If you guys watch this one, this is my favorite one by far.
Okay.
This is much more interesting of a movie than both the first two ones were. I think the first one had a really interesting idea, but it's really long. Same as the second one, but the second one really kind of expands on the world that they've already established. I think that's really good. This is just crazy. I don't want to say too much for you guys because especially since it just came out, but I think it's not hard to continue the world building they've already established. Did you sneeze? Oh, excuse me. I think that there's some bad acting in this movie, but I think that acting is on par with how ridiculous this movie is and this franchise is. I don't think I come to this movie with like great act. I don't come to expecting that, but this one was really insane. I like this movie. This is a really good movie. I mean this like straightforward. This is a really good movie. But like it's because there's like really, really insane imaging and references in this movie completely. And I don't want to say too much, but there is a literal and figuratively image of their world's god. And I don't like it. That's not something you see in media. You don't see like a portrayal of any culture's like god in anything. So the fact that we saw that, it shows to me that they're really pushing this franchise. And I'm now more interested now in this than I ever was before in the last 15 years. I hope you guys do. This is really interesting, but it was long, but like it didn't feel nearly as long as the other ones. So kudos to James. They're not. I don't think they're whitewashing it at this point, man. There's so, that's I've heard. Well, they're the Ash people.
not all of them.
All right. Okay. One of them's a white guy. There's so much complaints about the white guy that's in this movie, and it doesn't make sense to me because the main character is just a white guy too. He's just transracial. He's not a real blue person. He's a white guy.
So why is it such a like the young lady on the top? She's brown. She's obviously brown.
Yes, her.
Yes.
It's they're all clearly brown people technically, but like.
Then it's gray. Then it's almost light gray.
Well, there's different shades of blue. There's different cultures.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Next slide. This is a good movie. You guys should watch this. Did you guys watch K-pop Demon Hunters?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I feel like you would hear it referenced if you spend more time. Did you hear it referenced at all? Yeah.
Number one on-
It had the number one song on Spotify and maybe other streaming platforms for a good part of this year.
What's the name?
They
It was okay, but my students were obsessed like the beginning of this year.
They were. It was really popular. Anyway, but like generally speaking, it's about this K-pop group that also hunts demons. K-pop Demon Hunter. Excuse me. And they come across another group that was sent to really to stop them and essentially bring on demons onto the world. So they have to come. They have to figure out how to be a better group than them, stop their plan, while also there's a twist involving one of the main characters. And I think it's a pretty decent movie. I think it's a really good style, which adapts on this Sony Into the Spider-Verse style that I think they still plays well on this. I hope there's not too many more that comes out because it's gonna get played out. But still, this was really good. The music in this was pretty good. I think, would you call this a musical? Yeah, this is a pretty decent musical. I like it more than I like the Wicked music. But I wouldn't be surprised. This did really well. I think there's going to be a sequel on Netflix too within the next few years. But I think this is a really good standalone movie. If I could do with another Red Panda instead of this. But this is pretty good. I think I don't know which one of you guys would like it. Maybe neither of you guys would like it. But if you did watch it, all you guys would just be calling Sydney and say, "Oh, I bet you know this song." Next one. So here we have Megadoc, which is a documentary about Francis Ford Coppola making Megalopolis. Are you guys familiar with his work or the movie Megalopolis?
Not the movie, but Francis Ford Coppola, yeah.
So I don't know any of his movies. I only watched Megalopolis, last year because my friend said he spent all of his money putting it into that movie. And I watched that movie last year.
Is
And
it one of the greatest 100 movies poster?
No, it's not because it came out last year. And it is not good. That movie is not good. Megalopolis is not a good movie at all. I will stand on it. Like maybe it's fine, but it is not good. But this documentary was about him making that movie, and it helped, I think, humanize and show how much he was willing to give to the world and his mind to be able to make that movie, because that movie took years, like decades, to make.
What was his famous movie?
I don't know what it's famous with. I don't know why. Yeah,
Ford Coppola?
Coppola. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but anyway, I thought this documentary was really well done. I think it adds depth to him as a person and the movie that just came out last year. While I can still admit that movie was not good, but it made me appreciate that movie's attempt even more. Next slide. Hey, we're at 37. We're cutting it down. We are almost there. We are now at The Phoenician Scheme. 37. This is the first Wes Anderson film I can remember. I believe. Huh?
Dracula.
What do you mean? Everybody made Dracula.
That was his movie. It was a great movie.
When was it out?
Oh, and The Godfather.
Oh, I get that too. That's on the top 100 movies list. We'll see if I get around to watching that next year. So next we have The Phoenician Scheme, which is essentially about this father who is running out of money, who I think needs help. What do you remember about this movie, man? I don't remember a lot about this movie. Okay.
It was very odd.
It was an odd movie, but like what I remember most about this movie was the jokes and the humor about this movie. This was a really specific style of humor that I thought landed really, really well. And I'm hoping now if I go back to watch other Wes Anderson films that he continues the style of the movie. But this was good.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's what Francis Ford Coppola made? That's what Wes Anderson made. He made Nightmare on Elm Street? No, there's no way. The Freddy movie? Is that accurate? Did you watch it?
I think she's making it up.
That just doesn't sound. He doesn't sound like a horror director. You know what I mean? Because Fantastic Mr. Fox wasn't a horror movie. Usually, if you make a horror movie, you've made other horror movies. I was about to say. See, that's why
Nightmare on
it's a different Nightmare.
Elm Street.
What street is it on?
Wes Craven.
Oh, okay. Nightmare on West Street.
Wes.
Anyway, this was decent. Next one. Next, we have Roofman. This movie, I think I'd recommend to you both of you guys.
I've not heard of any of these movies.
This movie just got on Paramount Plus.
On
Yes.
top things.
What is it, Roof what?
Roof Man.
Roof.
This is about there was a famous robber in Charlotte in the 2000s who JMT is jingling all over the place. It's a true story about Channing Tatum's playing a robber who robbed hundreds of stores in this really specific way. Eventually, he went to jail, escaped jail, and lived inside a Toys R Us for an extended period of time so that he could avoid, going back. So, and this movie takes it onto that part where after he escapes jail, he still realizes that, he still wants to be a person. He doesn't just want to be out of jail. He wants to kind of live. So he has to come to terms with here's how I can find out how to be outside of jail without getting caught and still be like a person in somebody's life. He was a dad before. He still, loves that feeling of being a dad, despite knowing that he should be in jail. So I thought this was a really good performance and a really good movie. I think you guys will like it, and hopefully you guys give it a chance. Next slide. It's pretty highly rated too. It's pretty well for this kind of movie. Next, we have Caught Stealing, starring Austin Butler, who I really only know for being Elvis, and I don't like Elvis, so he didn't do me any justice for that. But I think this is a really good crime thriller. It's weirdly a baseball movie. Our main character is a former baseball player who kind of lost everything and had to put himself back together. But in this one, he ends up with a large sum of money and has to figure out how to avoid getting attacked by all these groups of people. And he doesn't really know why the people are after him because he didn't find out till later, halfway through the movie, why they're after him. But it is a pretty good roller coaster of a movie. I think there's a pretty good amount of acting all through it, but there's a lot of twists in this. This movie, how it was advertised, it was a lot goofier than it ended up being. This is a pretty serious movie. Next slide. Can you give me a bottle of water too? Thank you so much. So
I did kind of want to see this one. I hadn't seen it.
this one? So this is pretty decent. This is Novocaine starring Jack Quaid again, who plays a guy who he doesn't feel anything physically. So because of that, he's kind of had a hard life because he's had to take extra precautions to not hurt himself. But in this one, it becomes a fun action movie. It starts off with him falling in love with this girl. He sees her get taken by this crime group. Thank you. And he decides that, you know what? I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna do something despite who I am, and I'm gonna save the girl I love. And I think he plays this really well. I think the action of which it plays a guy that doesn't know pain. I think they have some pretty creative movie shots during this, and I think he's a pretty funny lead. This is a pretty good movie. I think this is definitely one of the better action movies I've seen this year. If I were you, I'd give this a chance. You're excused. Thank you. Next, we have Good Boy. This one I have a bit of a hard time explaining, but the point of this movie is that it is a dog that lives with his owner. His owner has become sick recently. They move into a new house, and the dog essentially starts to feel that the house is haunted. But the owner doesn't know it. So we're experiencing real time this haunted house kind of affect this dog and in a weird way affect his owner too. And the entire time we're only seeing the dog's perspective. We rarely ever see the human's face. And we're just trying to see if this dog can save his owner from crossing over. This is one of the better performances I've seen from a dog ever. I think this is the best dog performance I've ever seen. Better than Air Bud. Better than... That's not funny. That's not funny. This is a really good performance from a dog. It's pretty low budget and you can feel it, but it does the best it possibly could with that low budget. This is a really good movie. Next one. Next we have 3.5 star movies. Ew, that half star's looking ugly.
I don't know why I did that.
These are arguably great films to me. I don't know if I'd call these my favorite, but I still had a great time, and this is where I started thinking, oh, maybe I'll rewatch some of these. Next slide. Here we have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I watched the first Mission Impossible in preparation for this movie, and that was really good. I thought that was a really good action movie that I can see why it set off this amazing franchise. This movie won me over by its sheer commitment of its ridiculousness. It is like a 3.5 hour journey of some of the craziest ideas of somewhat practical action scenes I've ever heard of. The fact that Tom Cruise is still this 50-year-old man that wants to do all these stunts by himself, I think is at least somewhat admirable. I think it's a pretty decent concept of a franchise. At least I think it's. I've seen some of them, but like the ones I remember is the first one. Now that I remember the first one, there's ones I've watched as a kid, just on TV.
Big strong actor. Is he part of this now? Didn't he die? Or something?
Tom Cruise,
Big Ron?
Bing Rames, yes, he's in this. Yes,
He's in this.
yeah, he's in this. He
What do you mean he died in the movie? Yeah.
he dies in this one. Spoiler alert. Yeah,
You gotta watch it?
yeah, but this is a pretty good. This is really good. I think more than anything, this is a really good final movie for this
So,
franchise.
I hope it's fine.
Yeah,
Because
this
they ruined it with something anymore.
yeah, it's not possible at this age. You can't. Yeah,
It's Mission Impossible.
yeah. It was. It just keeps finding a way to pull it off. Next one. Next, now here's my favorite traditional rom com of the year. I want to know what her favorite rom com might be, but this is at least the most entertaining one I've seen so far this year. This is a really, I think, funny concept to where a boyfriend that gets broken up with by his girlfriend falls onto his friend, and then he realizes his friend's relationship is kind of struggling, and spoiler alert, he cheats with his friend's lover, and they start to have this crossing relationship where by the end of it, it's up in the air whether they know like what relationship works and what doesn't. But more than anything, this is really really funny. This is one of the funnier watches I've seen this year. I think the romance is solid, but all the acting, it really just plays well with the humor in this. That's what I would mostly recommend this for. Next slide. Next, we have Final Destination Bloodline. This one I'll try to be quick with. This is the best Final Destination movie I've seen. I think all the other ones are a little too goofy, but this one it's shot well enough that it kind of easily bumps it up better than all the other ones of me. The Final Destination movies aren't typically very good movies, but I don't like this is a good movie, and it's like a really really well done Final Destination movie. That's kind of all it needs to be. But what is it? Bloodlines? There probably will be another one. So hopefully it's decent in the next 2 years. Next one. Hey, top 30 also. We're almost done, guys. We're getting through it. Next, we have Eden, which I see is also not that well rated. So this is a reimagining of a group of survivors that lands on an island. There's an island in like the 1920s that people went to and they started their own colony for.
Like for real?
Yes, this is somewhat based off a real story. They said at the end of that, like the surviving member was portrayed by Sydney Sweeney. Not the surviving member, but like she was like one of the people that stayed and lived. So they go to this new island and they try to build this society, and essentially it just kind of breaks down with these relationships and the people's path to how they can thrive in this society. It's a very slow film, but I appreciate how raw and grounded it feel. It really is driven by how the people like mess with each other, and how well they play off of each other's tactics to see how far they're willing to go to like succeed despite not giving in to what other person thinks they want. Again, Sydney Sweeney, she is solid when she isn't the only focus. But I will say it is crazy that I've seen like 4 movies with her in it this year. I cannot believe that. I did not. This one was another AMC Screen Unseen where I saw this randomly, but I had a good time with this. Next one. Here we have The Monkey. This is a movie. This is another Stephen King adaptation. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 Stephen King movies this year, or like adaptations. This is a narratively dumb movie. This is about the monkey story where the monkey's paw, a group of 2 brothers have it where they have the monkey paw. They have the monkey, and where the monkey paw starts playing the drum, a death happens. That's the entire point of the movie. So I think it's really, really goofy and funny, especially the way they play the deaths and the relationship between the 2 brothers. Without spoiling too much, the brothers they're not close to each other at all, and one of them sees that the monkey's paw is playing again, and he tries to warn the other brother, like, "Yo, we got to stop this monkey thing. We don't know what's gonna happen because people start dying when the monkey starts playing the drums." But I think this is a really, really goofy movie that I loved it more than like other people for whatever reason. I wouldn't recommend this to you guys, but I really liked it. Next one. Next, we have Predator Badlands. Are either one of you guys familiar with the Predator series?
I never watched it.
Wow. What do you guys watch all day, man? Next, we have so I think this was a really, really good sci-fi action movie. I'm only familiar with the Arnold original Predator movie. I thought that was pretty decent. This one was an exploration onto the backstory of the Predator, where he's from, typically how they become predators, how they get their mask, what it is like, what their relationship is like with like other predators. This one has to. This one's a loser predator. He's kind of an odd child. He's smaller than the other ones. He's not as decorated. So for him to get respect, he has to go kill on this other planet the most feared creature he can find. Like in their world, he has to kill the biggest, baddest thing that there is. And in order to do that, he has to then get help from this android, which I believe in the Alien movies. Why'd you go back? Which I believe in the Alien movies, typically they don't really interact in a positive way. So I think this is a pretty interesting dynamic. I think it's a great exploration in the backstory of the Predator, which it feels like we're getting a lot more in recent years. Overall, I'm looking forward more to what the Predator series has, and I would say this is a very positive movie. I would recommend this to you. I don't think I recommend this to her.
Why?
I feel like he might like action movies. I don't know if she would. Yeah. Do you really? What's the last action movie?
Sci-fi.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. Next one. Next, we have Rental Family starring Brendan Fraser. What's the last movie you guys saw Brendan Fraser in?
Friends.
Brendan Fraser's in Friends?
No, maybe he's not. That's a movie or it's a show?
You're talking about the show Friends?
Fraser. I don't know what I saw him in last.
Do you-
Well, you hit Frazier. You think the name
No, I thought his name was
Isn't Fraser? Isn't Fraser Fraser?
The Whale?
Yes. Did you watch The Whale?
Yes.
What did you think of The Whale?
I liked it.
Did you? I've never watched it. I don't want to watch it. I don't like seeing people in fat suits. It's something gross about that. Unless that's real. Is he really that big in The Whale?
I think he got big.
He was huge in The Whale.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good movie.
Anyway, so this is about Brendan Fraser, an American actor who he's broke in Japan. He comes across this agency where they will role play whatever you need them to play as for whatever event. So like for an example, he needs his first job is he plays a husband for this woman that wants to get married off, so her parents won't ask about her anymore, and so she can move with her lesbian lover. So he's playing roles to help out further people's lives in unconventional ways to get them out of like sticky situations or something. It is a pretty funny plot, but it's a very wholesome movie. I think in a weird way it helps to reinforce how honesty is still important because he like fights back with the agency and says like is this really what I want to do? Like is lying the best way to help these people's lives? While also showing that like there's real hardships in being honest. Sometimes it's like just being honest about your sexuality is really hard, you know. So like maybe it is easier to just role play getting married and just fly off to Canada. But I thought it was a pretty interesting watch. I think Brendan did a really good job, but I still don't want to watch The Whale. I'm not going to watch The Whale.
You should watch it. It's a good movie.
Next slide. I'm not watching The Whale. So here we have Ballerina, which is an extension of the John Wick movies. I thought this was really good. I don't think this is as good as any of the John Wick movies.
I don't like his acting.
You know, like I think his acting is good in this.
I like
You think he's a terrible actor?
I thought his acting in the Angel movie was terrible.
I thought his show. I like John Wick. I like the movie very well. I like everything about it except for his acting.
Oh my god.
His drama, his voice sounds. I mean, it's like he's ready to fall over. Like pick it up and still be an actor.
He's been an actor for like 30, 40 years.
And if you want to be a drama actor.
He is. He was in like big drama roles early in his career.
Now I'm really afraid of you.
Here's what I will say. In I think in a 1-to-1 sense, you're right. He's not a good actor. In these specific ways, he's a really good actor.
I can't even
When you
believe
ask him to do
Either
these
that's the
weird
way he was
things.
supposed to behave, and in that case he was excellent.
No, I
Terrible.
I think he's fallen into being this type of actor now because, like you said, in Good Fortune, he's not too different than how he normally is in that. I think
I don't know his other acting.
I think he
but
played.
remember thinking,
I think he plays this off kilter, awkward actor.
is this one of the ballerinas of the scene where they're doing the Russian ballet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's essentially it. She takes over and wants revenge for what we learned is like her backstory, who killed her family, who killed her sister, that sort of thing. I think she's a good act. She was really good in the action scene. I think she has more personality than John Wick does, but John Wick's personality is that he doesn't have personality. I think that he's this weird actor. To me, I think there's an appeal to it. But I don't want to say you guys are like 1-to-1 wrong because it is weird the way he does it. Next story, but this is pretty good. Don't ask what the story was of this at
Is that
all.
the guy who died? Is that the-
No.
That's not the guy who died.
Yes, he's
Oh,
dead.
that is.
Yes, Lance.
Is it?
Yes, he's in it. Yes, I think this was like the last. It's like this one and nothing else. Like the last one he did before he passed away. R.I.P. Is it Lance Reddick?
Yes.
Yeah. Next slide. Next, we have Bring Her Back, which was you got man. I'm getting back to this stuff. You guys been watching these horror movies. Essentially, a blind girl and her brother move in with this social worker because their dad died and they gotta get adopted. They gotta find a place to stay.
The
Um.
editor missed something else.
Oh no! What did my editor miss?
Super immersed in the pain that the mother felt while hoping she didn't.
Oh.
Hopefully she did.
Your pay is getting docked.
I'm not getting paid.
That's not anymore. I'll tell you that. So essentially, this blind girl and her brother they have to move in with this stranger, and it's you kind of watch the destruction of like their relationship, how their relationship falls apart because it's one stranger, and we're saying that like she's purposely manipulating them for whatever reason. There's like some key kid acting, including this kid that I thought were really really good, and it's a bit of a tough watch. You're kind of seeing the pain this mother felt for why she's manipulating these kids, but I think this is a really well done horror movie. Next slide. Next, we have Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out movie, which I think we also saw within this last month. I don't have too much to say about this one because this one just kind of came out in the last couple weeks. But this was a good addition to this murder mystery series. I would say it's better than the second one, not as good as the first one because I just don't enjoy the secondary cast as much as I did for the first movie. I think it's solid, but Josh O'Connor, who's the lead alongside Benoit Blanc, I think he did a good job. Josh Brolin, the main antagonist, I would say, does a great job as well. Overall, I think the plot's fine, but I'm gonna watch these murder mysteries no matter what. So as long as they keep putting them out, I'm gonna keep watching them. None of them's been terrible, so they got that going for it.
Have y'all seen the new Knives Out? I think I might have saw it.
It's on Netflix.
I like those.
Gotcha. She is falling asleep over there, man. I gotta move this along. Next slide. What time is that? Also, 5 what? No, okay, that's not that bad. So I'll be done by 5:30, I think. Next, we have F1, which is it's a Formula One racing movie starring Brad Pitt and Damson Idris from Snowfall, which you guys probably know him from. This is one of my favorite sports movies I think I've seen.
It had a lot of promotion for this movie.
It did have a lot of promotion for this one, and
And I still haven't seen it. No desire.
okay, this is a good movie. I think there's a really good combination of our two frontmen, Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, having great chemistry together, with really good personality between the characters, as well as it being a really respectful interpretation and portrayal of Formula One racing. There's really good details about how racers like are and like how these racing companies how they get the upper edge like these like strategy like I can't go into all these but like this is a really interesting idea of how racing is not just a 1-to-1 be a better racer than another guy movie, and I thought this was really well done. This is one of the better racing movies I've seen. I think it's a must watch for anybody that watches racing movies. Next scene.
And Michael Jordan just won his last suit against.
Michael Jordan. Michael A. Jordan or Michael B. Jordan?
Big guy.
Big guy?
Okay.
Okay. Next, we have Dog Man. This is a animated movie I found to be very underrated, based off the book series Dog Man. Just like Captain Underpants, this was, I thought, one of the funnier movies of the year. I think Dogman's a very likable character. A lot of his bits of just about him being a dog, they play it really, really well in this one. I think people of all ages can find this movie funny. The villain, also played by, what's his name? Skeet. What's his name?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, who's also been like in two other movies I think this year, man. When you watch all these movies, you realize, man, this Hollywood thing is a circle.
Anything 21.
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah. Well, all these,
That's his
the
number.
last 25 have been great too. F1 was a great movie.
21 is just his number.
21's his number. I think you should watch this. I think you'll like this. Yeah. I think the villain has a pretty good, likable redemption story by the end of this. This is what I would say. I hope teachers in middle school start playing this movie. This is a really funny movie. Next slide. Next, we have 20. This is Shin Godzilla, which this came out years ago. I think 2018. This has, to me, my favorite Godzilla design in this. This one was about Godzilla attacking Japan, but it starts off as like a small attack, and he just keeps the Japanese government, they handle it, and then the Godzilla itself, the problem of Godzilla keeps expanding and expanding, and they have to figure out how to stop it from destroying the whole gosh darn country. I think there's a pretty engaging commentary about the government relations to public handlings, because we're watching in real time how like they're coming to these decisions, how they have to have people running back and forth to decide on like where they should be, like how the officials should or shouldn't be handling events of this scale. It's a slow paced movie. I think you do feel the 2 hour runtime, but I was completely entertained the entire way through.
Hayata make an appearance.
Who?
Hayata.
Why is she laughing at this? I don't think so, but I'm gonna say no to be safe.
That's only in the
Ultraman.
original.
Ultraman did.
Oh.
No,
Today's Ultraman was Hayata with
Ultraman did not show up.
Godzilla. Okay.
This dude. Next slide. Next, we have Zootopia 2. Also just came out. I don't have too much to say on this one. As I won't say this was a necessary sequel to me. I really like the first one more than this story's. This second one's plot, but this was still a really good movie. I think my main interest in this is just how far this world expands on this animal city or country. They I don't know. Yeah, this is just really solid. Without spoiling too much of the plot, it's just them now being cops having to solve another case, or else the cops are gonna kick them out. That's really it. But it was a fun movie. I think all the new characters they have, I think, are pretty fun, and
No.
I'm just pretty
They
good.
had the same looking characters as the bad guys.
They do, yeah.
Oh, y'all
Wait,
watch Bad Guys?
you guys watch The Bad Guys?
We didn't watch it.
Yeah, we did. I've heard The Bad Guys was good.
I think that's good.
Y'all watch the first Zootopia? No.
It came out in like 2016. Yeah. Next one. This is good. I see it was really highly rated. So next we have another Dave Franco movie, this time with Alison Brie, his wife, who I only know from Community. I think this is a perfect blend of horror, thriller, and comedy. So they shine through with great chemistry as they move. I think they move or spend a vacation out in this faraway cabin. They move there, and they end up falling down in this ditch where it's essentially how do I describe this? They are cursed to then essentially join together physically. That's the premise of the movie, is that they are literally joining together after this curse. And it's a really gross idea, but they play it off as gross as it is and with a lot of humor. And I think the movie blends it well, pretty terrific. I wish it was higher rated, man. This is a really fun movie. I'm surprised it's that low. Next slide. Next, we have 4-star movies. Now, these are for sure my favorites of the year. Hold on, wait. Do you see how it was propped out? Next one.
I would say a little bit more diversity. You're leading.
That's a Google or that's a big.
I'm not.
Unless anything else.
Not my fault. Next one. So here we have One of Them Days, which came out early in this year.
It's just a one of them days. Did y'all watch this?
Did you? I'm glad you guys did. Looking back at this list, I feel like there was only 3 or 4 traditional black movies I've seen this year. And like, if I'm at a movie theater 100 times, it can't just be me avoiding it, man. Like, this is like not a lot of movies for on our side coming out. But I really appreciated this one as a piece of comedy. This feels like this could have came out in 2005 or 2010 or like, yeah. This doesn't feel like a movie I would see today. The premise of them just needing money to pay rent really quickly, it feels like it could have happened at any point in the last 30 years, but they're good enough.
Finding no shoes that's worth all that much money.
Yeah. But I just think they just the side characters, them as leads, they play it, they're funny enough that this just works. And I just appreciate this as a fun piece of art that I hope did Kiki Palmer direct this, or is she just the main producer of this? I know she helped produce this, but like I think this is a really fun movie, and I just pray we get more like this for our sake. Next slide. Next we have Twinless, number 16. I don't want to speak too much of this movie because this movie is really based on whether or not you know the twist that come in this movie. But without saying too much, a set of twins that don't know each other, they've both lost their other twins, and they grow to become friends and bond with each other as yes, as as the other person's twin, not like that one to one, but like learning to live with somebody that they feel they can only relate to, because there's some experiences you don't have as a singular person that you would only get as a twin that they can relate to each other, and we watch them experience as they grow together, and we learn how their relationship with their previous twins were and where they failed, and hopefully they can redeem it within each other. Well, before the twist happens. But I thought this was really well acted. It's surprisingly funny. This one I would most definitely recommend to anybody. Next one. Next we have Thunderbolts. Did you guys watch this movie? I'm not surprised you guys didn't watch this one. But this was a really good superhero movie. Felt a lot more genuine than a lot of the other superhero movies we've seen this year or in previous years. Mostly about while still wow, this is on her. It's not me. I didn't do that. She was supposed to correct me. So this is so it does have very classic it was hour 5. It does have a very Marvel humor, which has been kind of like finalized within the last 15 years. But this one has, I would also say, a good amount of heart in this about family, trauma, getting over your past. I just thought this was just a surprisingly heartfelt superhero movie, which it doesn't feel like we get a lot these days, especially from Marvel. But I thought Florence Pugh did a good job, but I do think all of these cast members for all their roles did as well as they could have. Next slide. So here we have Mickey 17, which this doesn't feel like it came out this year. I don't know if you guys watched this. Robert Pattinson plays a guy that goes to space that he doesn't have much going for him. He's kind of a loser. A lot of loser movies this year, where it's a special project that clones him, and every time he dies on like a mission, they'll just clone another one. So we kind of start with the 17th Mickey as the premise of the movie, and we just kind of see what happens when they mess up the cloning, and also like what happens to the subsequent evil government, how he reacts to the space creatures that he's on top of having to do these missions over. I think it's a pretty fun space movie. There's a quirky love story that I think is really fun, and the evil government starring Mark Ruffalo I thought was really good. But anyway, I think this movie has a lot going for it, but it does feel like it didn't come out this year. Next slide. Here we have Nuzza 2. This one I don't want to say too much of because it's apparently like one of the highest grossing movies in the world.
What?
Yes, it is. It's a Chinese movie. Yeah. This movie, I think it has a lot of references to I forget the show your brother was telling me about, but it was about the monkey sun god. There's a lot of references to that. This movie is one of the best visual experiences I've ever seen. I think it's one of the greatest pieces of animation experiences I've watched, and especially in the theater.
I want to see it.
Uh, Yeah, the first one's good. There's a lot of like crude humor. I think you can kind of see in the first in like these movies, the first one especially. Um, like the style of like Chinese humor, especially like a family Chinese humor. How it's like it's pretty lowbrow, but like this movie is such a distinct and good animation style that I think it trumps everything of all the negative I had to say about this movie. It's not like an amazing story. Like it's kind of just about this little boy that's seen as like an evil entity that is raised by normal parents, and he has to be better than what the world thinks of him. So yeah, next slide. Here we have Superman. Did you guys watch this?
Cute. Cute
What-
like the puppy dog.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you guys did watch this. Okay. So I thought this was pretty good. This is one of my favorite adaptations of Superman I've seen in media, besides the Justice League version, the cartoon. This is a very hopeful movie. This is just Superman having to be smarter than this new Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Holt, who is a really good actor. I think Nicholas Holt's a really good actor. I forget this guy's name. He's a good Superman. I like him more than the previous Superman. I forget his name. But anyway, this is a really good movie. I think most of the cast, I think, really kind of pick up for the slack of this movie. I don't have much negative to say about this. I think it's a decent story. I think I love the superhero cast they put around it, and this brought enough excitement for me into the DC universe as a whole that I'm looking forward to more superhero movies, even if I don't think that, even if I know they won't be as good as this one. Next slide. Next, we have Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc. I wouldn't recommend this one because, like, to get this movie, you have to watch an entire anime about this one. I'm gonna be quick about this one. This is a really good animation. I think the story of this is really sad at times, just like the anime. But as you can see, 4.4 rating. I think people that only watch the anime watch this, and they're all really happy with this. It's We're not gonna get this quality for like the next season of the anime, but this was a really really good movie, especially for all the anime fans. This is for anybody that watches anime, I would recommend watching Chainsaw Man just to get to this movie. Next one. So here we're at the top 10. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We're at the finish line. So this, to me, is the best pure comedy of this year. Are any of you guys familiar with Tim Robinson?
Is this the one where the guy cut his fingers off? No.
What are you thinking of? Who cut their fingers off? Anyway, so this stars Tim Robinson, which he has a very distinct comedy style.
My parents would think this comedy is stupid.
It is stupid. But like if you watch the show on Netflix, yeah, I think you should leave. And you're very familiar with this guy's style. This one I would not say is for everyone, but there's some scenes like the garage scene especially where I think a lot of people would find humor in that, even if it does come off as stupid. Paul Rudd, I think, does a really good job as like a secondary star in this one. I think Paul Rudd, a lot of movies in these days, he's kind of, even if he's not like the main star advertised, he really is kind of getting most of the screen time. He does not in this one. It's a Tim Robinson movie more than it is like a Paul Rudd movie, and I think he does a really good job as a secondary star. Next slide. Here we have Hard Eyes, which I think is like the one I'm like,
I've not heard of half of these damn movies.
this is.
I'm like, okay, I want to know some of these movies now.
How many do you think you've heard about this part? Like we've said 90 movies. Do you think you've heard about 10 of them? Maybe. So Hard Eyes is about a killer, a serial killer that only kills couples, and it's Valentine's Day, so he's back to make his yearly killings of couples where our two leads, they're mistaken as a couple, and they now have to avoid him. While, spoiler alert, they do end up together. I think this is a really unique blend of horror and romance, which is not a combo you see often. And I think our main leads, I think they're just good enough to get by with this really weird story. And I just like the story of this much more than I think I like the actual ending of it. But like, this is a pretty good movie.
2.8.
That's the average, man. It's not that bad. It is not that bad. If there's other horror movies that get like a 3.5, like it's like there's so much worse horror movies that I've seen than this. But like, this is one of my movies. This is a movie that I all know that like I remember from start to finish. Next one. Here we have Kill Bill. So this is just the first two movies put together for one experience. This is my first time ever watching Kill Bill. This is a really good movie. This is a really good set of movies.
It is dumb.
You think it's
All it is killing, blood squirting everywhere. It's dumb.
okay? But she's wrong. The Kill Bill 1 is like a 9 point. It's like a perfect kung fu movie. It is a great.
Yeah, it's got a 4.5.
That's an average out of 5. That's great. Yeah. The first one I thought was
They put it back out this year or something?
yeah, it was a re-release. Yeah. So I think the first one is the one I prefer more. Is a near perfect kung fu movie, and the second one's a really, really good Western movie. Oh, I don't have too much to say because this is a movie that came out like 20 years ago, but this was a really, really good watch. I'm surprised I've never watched it either. It was like watching a classical painting get paint in real time after I saw the legacy it provided. This is a really like I can see like how this is like one of the most impactful movies of like American culture.
Really?
Yeah, the soundtrack was crazy, and like after I watched it, there's like so many samples from this series of movies that like
Near perfect kung fu movie?
yeah, the first one's a great kung fu movie. Next slide. I can't do this. This is a great movie, man. It's not even in my top 5 too, man. This is The Long Walk, this is probably my favorite Stephen King adaptation so far. The whole point of this, like the book, is these teenagers go on this walk. I think they make them young men in this one, but like they're 18 and over. They make them. Oh, they don't make them. They sign up to go on this walk where they know it's 100 of them, 2 per state or something, or like 1 per state, where they go on a walk. They go on a walk, and they know they're going to die. Only one of them can win, and you just have to keep walking to win. That's it. So if you stop walking, you lose essentially, and that's the entire point of the story. It's very simple. I think it's amazingly done. The entire movie is like an analogy to sending boys to war. How it's not really a competition, despite that, like, not like only one of you guys going to come back. I think it's very tragic. The boys, they're always, for the most part, they're very respectful. They try to uplift each other and try to bring each other to the end, knowing they can't make it. Oh man, it's a heartfelt movie. I really love this movie. I couldn't recommend this one more, but it's a very gross watch. I threw up after watching this movie. Next slide. I threw up. Yeah, I threw up, man. It was hard to watch, man. There's a scene where a guy's walking and like he just like they gotta poop, so they can't stop walking. So he just takes his pants down and he does it, bro. I almost threw up then, man. Next slide. So yes, we have Begonia. I don't want to say too much about this movie because the less you know, the better. Because the entire point of this movie is that Emma Stone, the lead, gets captured by Jesse Plemons from Like Mike, and he thinks she's an alien. And the entire movie is setting up to try to trick you. Try to trick you to think, is he right or is he wrong? That's the entire movie.
Job of making me wonder which side is telling the truth.
Okay.
Who did that? Who didn't correct that?
I just
I guess we'll never know. But yeah, so like it's a ridiculous premise. I feel like it kind of flies by.
Never heard of it. Begonia.
You're not a real cinephile, man. You don't live in the theater like I do.
Nothing.
Next one. I think you heard the next one.
Hey, what's going on with these half stars? Why do they not show up right?
I don't know, man. So these movies are just a touch short of perfection. These are almost 10 out of 10 movies. Almost.
This one has some more diversity.
There you go. There you go.
Looks like a watermark.
I didn't make it. So here we have, this one technically came out 2024, but I watched it at the beginning of this year. This is Better Man. This is a story of Robbie Williams, the British superstar, who I didn't know before this.
Oh, I did see a promo for this.
Did
Is this a superstar?
Yeah. Did you see a monkey in around? Yeah. So,
Bananas.
yeah, tell me about it, man. All this one, this is one of the best biopics I've ever seen. You start from him as a young boy, and it never stops. Like the entire movie, it's
Young monkey?
yeah, it's just him being a monkey. It's just like they never acknowledge that he's a monkey. He's a monkey the entire time. He does everything. it's so sad because you see his troubled life, and it's a monkey doing all these ridiculous. Like, it's this monkey taking drugs. It's this monkey failing the group. It's this monkey losing his way, and it's and it's sad because it made me care about Robbie Williams the person in a way. Yes, the monkey the person, and I knew. And despite all of this, it was able to pull it off. While I never once thought he was all that talented. You hear his songs and like you hear his music, and it's like I never think it's all that good. But like this is a really, really good biopic. I think it's really heartfelt, and it's really ridiculous towards the end of it.
It's not really a biopic because it's a monkey.
Well, yeah, but like
But
he,
it's not his life.
but it's about his life. If he felt like he was like an oddball, like a monkey of sorts. So to him, it's a biopic, man. It's his story. It's a great. I think this was a great directional choice.
Who did the monkey tell his story
Us. What do you mean? That's the whole point. He's telling us.
I mean, to get on screen, who did he go pitch his movie to?
What do you Hollywood? Next slide. She just doesn't get it, man. She's not about this monkey business. So here we have sentimental values. Have you heard about this?
No,
This is
I never heard this one either.
So this is a really heartfelt drama of a family within drama, but like their life. Like the dad is a movie director. He has two daughters that one that works in theater. She's an actor. One that used to be in his movies as a kid. Um, so like while they're growing up now, they lose their mom. The house that they've spent years in his family in, um, they come to grow and like they drifted apart. The dad wasn't around when they were kids. Now he's coming back and trying to build through them through the use of drama. He's trying to give the daughter a chance to act in one of his movies, and that's his attempt at reconnecting, with his daughter that he doesn't have a good relationship with. So what we watch is her reject his attempt, her try to confide in her sister and says like, maybe, try to meet him halfway. He tries to continue making the movie, and he's learning in real time that like he's giving people this grace because he he loves movies, so like it's easier for him to see the world through a movie than it is to see it in the normal way. Which he learned is like that's why he didn't make The Perfect Father. I think it's all a beautiful movie. I think it did an amazing job with all the performances, and I think it really does a great job of trying to reconcile each person's own trauma and how they can move forward with it on their own while keeping their like trying to. I don't know. This is a beautiful movie, man. Next slide. I can't speak enough about how good this was. Next, we have Weapons, which I am stunned it's not higher than a 3.6. This is a modern horror classic, and I know you guys didn't watch it, but this is just about kids. I'm surprised. Well, yeah, this was a really popular movie. The kids go missing in like a really stupid town, and all we see is these different point of views of how the town people reacted to the missing kids. Um, I knew you guys didn't watch this. Anyway, so I think these are like pretty good kid performances. I think it's just one kid, but like I think there's a pretty interesting twist villain around the halfway point. But more importantly, this is one of the funniest horror movies I've ever seen. And like the humor is all intentional. It's really, really dumb movie, but like it's all like a really fun directional choice to put some of these things this way. I couldn't be more impressed with this classic movie. Next slide. I think we're almost done. Here we have 5 5-star movies, 10 out of 10. Perfect, wouldn't change a thing. Next slide.
Only 2.
First off, we have One Battle After Another starring.
Never heard of it.
You didn't know.
Never heard of it.
You guys are living under a rock. Oh my lord. So here we have One Battle After Another about which I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I really do want you guys to watch this. I didn't put too much about these next thing because I figured you guys heard about this or watched it. It's just an adventure rescue movie where a dad has to rescue his daughter from a villain he thought he beat long years ago, essentially. That's the point of this. And as we go on this adventure, we start learning more and more about how he truly is and how her relationships with somebody else didn't pan out and how like she maybe was told lies about how she got here. There's not a single bad performance in this, and I think everyone should watch this movie. This is one of the best movies I've seen.
Is that dad and daughter right there?
Yes. I don't want to spoil too much, but yes.
Mhm.
Yes, biracial. That's a key point. That's a really important figure in the movie. Next slide.
The mom, like,
No, the mom was black.
who played the mom?
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the very last one. Da, 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 da.
Sinners.
Heard this one?
That was kind of a scary
saw
movie.
that.
What'd you guys think?
We liked it.
This is a great movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time now. This
Hey, I agree with you.
I think this is like the best vampire movie I've ever seen. Or vampire adaptation I've ever seen.
Big old Robin Clean.
Oh my lord. The only
Hold on, let me tell y'all.
uh-oh.
The other night, we came home from work,
Lord.
Oh my gosh, you got robbed.
right?
It was dark.
And I had to go to the restroom, so I ran in the house and I went to the restroom right by the back door,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I'm
And
alone.
as I often do when it's just us, the door was open. I used the bathroom with the door open.
Uh-oh. I wonder
And
who was
I
at the
could
door.
hear some white people talking outside, and I was like, "What the hell?" I jumped up and I closed the door, and I got my clothes together, and I was like, "Don't invite them in. They don't invite."
Did you invite them in? Oh, yeah. Of
They
course.
be coming to pick Po Robin
our
Clee.
Who are they coming in for?
There are neighbors.
But
They
they
were dropping off some goodies.
some goodies, the cookies.
And it was like they did this the last year. They dropping off everybody's neighbors. I said, come on,
But when I heard their voices, I immediately thought about Sinners, and I was like, "Don't invite them in."
But your take to this movie, I would be interesting to hear.
Yeah, there's nothing I would change about this movie. I think the scene where he connects with his ancestors and the people of the future through music, I thought that was a beautiful scene.
It was a little weird.
You thought it was a little weird?
It was a little out there, but it was good.
Yeah. I just, you don't make a work of art without thinking out there, man. I thought I thought Michael B. Jordan did a really good job portraying the twins.
Oh, he absolutely did.
I thought
that snake scene was crazy.
Yeah, I thought the villain, I forget his name, was I think he was an amazing villain.
The white guy.
Yeah, there's nothing. The main vampire.
Oh yeah.
I can't say enough good things about this movie. I just think it's a damn near. Probably not. Probably not. No, we never do. But
the brothers were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were contrastically. They were similar because of twins, but at the same time they were opposite because one was more leader than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It was well done.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect movie.
Number one. Huh?
I give it number. It's the best movie I've seen this year. It's the best movie I've seen this year.
Wow.
The best movie I think I saw last year might have been like arguably Challengers. This is better than Challengers. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
That's all I got to say about this. That's it. That's my 100. That's my 100 movies I've seen this year.
Now I wish I was taking notes because there were a few that I was like, I'm gonna go try to see that.
Roofman's number one. Roofman's number one. That's the one I would.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You sent me a link or something, so I have to go and look through all these 100 movies and try to remember which one. Roofman and
Sentimental Value. Yeah.
So talk to me about the video in the PowerPoint.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You just did it just for.
Yeah, I know.
You just did it just.
I know. I turned this one off.
You
Yeah.
just did it just for your personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna post it?
I'm gonna try to. I don't know. Is Ebert the guy, the movie reviewer that he had the show? The Ebert reviews? I think it's a Dugbert or something. Is it a rapper?
No. It's two white guys. Two white guys.
Are you calling me a nerd? Right. Yeah, I don't know. But,
So again,
Nah, keep it up.
Post it?
Probably. But who's to say something doesn't go wrong? I don't want to say one for one. But what I want to do, if I'm going to these movies all the darn time, I want to be able to look back and say, I can remember the things I watched. I sat down hours of which all these, I want to be able to talk about it and remember it, at least generally. And, one day I'm going to have a family. I want to be able to talk back and say, here's what I did this year to you guys, But that's it, guys.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, there's a few ladies out there that I really enjoy watching.
Uh-oh.
And they don't do any reviews, but they give their opinion just like you did to the NCAA girls ladies basketball.
Okay.
And they just watch. They go to the games and they come back and they do the same exact thing. They just dissect and say from their point of view, and they talk about which player needs to be
Mm-hmm.
improved and all.
I can tell you Sydney Sweeney needs to improve, man.
It's really good to watch, and I'm following it.
Mm-hmm. Sydney.
So you ought to try to do something you do where people follow you.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think
See you guys later.